All right, what's up, guys? We're back. So, just watched the Ubisoft E3 2017 conference. Um, so now we're gonna do some reacting. And I tell you what, guys. In recent memory, this is the best Ubisoft conference in my opinion that they've had in who knows how many years. This might be one of the best ones they've ever done. They're the one where they initially revealed Watch Dogs stands out, but this I thought was a stellar conference overall. So let's run through everything that they had to show us here. So we'll start at the top with Mario and Rabbids. We thought that they might show this game. We were talking about it prior to the briefing, and that's what happened. So they started things off with Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We all knew it was coming. One of the worst kept secrets in gaming outside of Assassin's Creed Origins. But yeah, so they trotted Miyamoto out on the stage. That was cool. They did a little bit of awkward bantering with Eve and Shigeru, and Bill Trinen for good measure. And then they went and actually showed us this game in action. And much to our surprise, this is actually a tactical, like grid based strategy RPG, I guess for lack of a better term. There appear to be two modes in the game. There's an exploration mode where you're going around and following a Roomba clean up the Mushroom Kingdom, and then there's the battle mode when you step on there, and it's a grid based. You guys are mentioning a lot of like XCOM influences in the way that played, well, obviously with the goofy like Mario twist on it. So Bender, you're a resident Nintendo correspondent. What do you think of what you saw here, man, with this?
I'm pleasantly surprised by what I saw with that game. I really didn't know what to expect from it. Um, you know, with the Rabbids, it's kind of hit and miss. You never know what you're going to get from those guys. But I thought it looked really fun from what they showed us. I was expecting, from the rumors, it was going to be like a turn-based, like traditional RPG. I didn't realize it was going to be like a tactical, like grid-based RPG, which that's still fine with me. I still want to play it. I like that they had a lot of different mechanics. It looked pretty deep from what they showed us. A lot of different things you can do with the ability to not only move, but you can like jump off of your friends and like get extra moves that way and expand your field of motion, which was really cool. The turn-based gameplay looked cool, and ability to get behind cover and kind of plan out your attacks that way. It looks really cool. Looks like it's going to have a good sense of humor too. So I'm actually a lot more interested in that game now than I was before the show. So I will probably pick it up when it comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brent, you mentioned it looks to have some depth to the combat on here. So it looks like it's going to have an era of accessibility about it. With some of the basics of the gameplay, and obviously Mario and the kind of Rabbids and the goofy cartoon style. But underneath the hood there, it looks like there's a lot to it. Bender mentioned. Benchen. Bender mentioned the combo system we saw in action a few times. That looks really neat. Some of the different things that you can use around the battlefield, like the pipe system to kind of move your character around and get the jump on some of the enemies. What'd you think of what you saw with this, man?
I honestly can't believe I'm going to say this right now, but that might have been the standout game for me out of Ubisoft's press conference. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are really excited for Assassin's Creed and for Far Cry 5, but to be able to have a game with Mario themes and to play it like an XCOM game, that's just incredibly appealing to me, and especially with what they showed with the depth of the combat. I mean, how much deeper it gets or how wide variety it is, I'm not sure. But from what we saw in a little bit of gameplay, that looked really, really fun. And to have something like that on the go with the Switch, as well as at home when you plug it in. But I thought the combat looked really good. It was a beautiful looking game. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's that's the game I enjoyed the most out of this whole press conference. That's the one that still resonates with me now that it's over.
Frankie, you got any thoughts on the Rabbids and Mario?
I thought it looked awesome. I like you guys. I was not expecting this at all from that game. I love XCOM, so obviously you make a Mario game that's maybe a little more accessible. Get people familiar with kind of that combat system, maybe with a little less harsher rules at play than XCOM has. I didn't notice you have. I know XCOM's like notorious for your hit chances of actually doing damage and constantly missing, even when you have an 80% chance of hitting the enemy. So it doesn't look like they have a system in here like that, which it's a Nintendo game at a heart, so you want this to be accessible to anybody. So, but I'm excited. That game actually looks really cool. I'm just bummed that it's just like August until November is terrible.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing I think about the to be able to play it on the go is it's saving grace for me, especially during that time. Like you mentioned, there are so many games coming out in September, October, and November. Where would I have time to be able to play this game extensively? And that's, for me, it's on the go. When I'm at work on my breaks and my lunch, or if I'm upstairs just laying around in bed watching the kids, that's ideal for me, and that's where I think I'm going to get the most out of this game, much like I have just about every game on the Switch. But I think that's its one saving grace in such a crowded fall, is being able to play it on the go when you're not in front of your PS4, your Xbox One, or even the Switch mounted in with all these games coming out.
So Frankie, you don't think we'll see an Iron Man mode where Mario dies permanently on your team?
No,
And then this,
I don't think so.
He'll just get knocked out for that round.
yeah. Yeah, so it looks. I'm with you guys. It looks cool. It looks like they're taking that genre. It's a genre game I typically don't play, so I don't know how much I'll play it. But this definitely looks very interesting. Looks like it's a lot of fun when you get out onto the battlefield. Frankie, like you alluded to, August 29th is the release date on this. It's a very precarious release date here as we're getting towards the end of August into Destiny territory and all the other games that are about to come out in the fall. So yeah, but looks really cool. I like how they're taking the Mario elements to it, mixed them in. We saw the Chomp Chomps and the Piranha Plants and all the stuff from that world, and kind of mixing it in with this tactical battle stuff. Could be a really cool formula. So yeah, really cool looking game. From there, we moved on to Assassin's Creed Origins. We saw, obviously, like the official reveal at the Microsoft conference yesterday. We saw a cinematic trailer at the show here. Didn't see much new in terms of gameplay. They are actually running a stream of the gameplay right now. This game just looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the world looks huge. I mean, the guys jumping in and out of boats. The open world looks really fun to explore and interact with. But we saw a cool trailer. Once again, October 27th on the release date for this. I don't know. You guys got anything else you want to say about Assassin's Creed? I mean, just a good looking game at this point.
Yeah. Go ahead, Frankie.
I was gonna say I'm watching the gameplay reveal. I guess it's a reveal, right?
Yeah, it's their like post show live stream. They're actually streaming this
gameplay or something.
Yeah, streaming this for 30 minutes, so we're gonna get a nice chunk of action here.
Yeah, so the stuff they're showing off looks cool. You can dive underwater. I don't remember being able to do that before, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's hunting a hippo right now.
Yeah, I thought it was
awesome.
cool. He got out of water and he's like shaking off, like you can see him dripping.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And then the other part, when they first started this, one of the things they were showing off was the bow and arrow. You could light arrows on fire in this game. So yeah, I mean, these are really cool changes that they're kind of doing to the formula. So I'm looking forward to this. This looks pretty cool.
Dude, you watching this melee fight with a hippo underwater?
Yeah, underwater.
Nice. Brent, you had something you wanted to say?
No, I mean, it's basically everything we saw from yesterday, and it's to the point now where I just want to play this game. I mean, it looks really, really good. Like I said, I didn't spend a whole lot of time with Unity or Syndicate just because other things have come out, and I had kind of got a little tired, a little fatigued from Assassin's Creed. But I'm glad they took a year off, and they've got a good-looking game here where it looks like they might have learned some stuff from the troubles with Unity, and they got something big coming out for us with this one.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a massive world, tons of stuff to do. This is going to be a big game for Ubisoft when this comes out. So once again, October 27th on this. We'll expect that in that busy October time period. Then they showed us the Crew 2. So we got to jump in there and not just cars this time, fellas. We got planes, we got motorcycles, we got boats, we got dune buggies. Basically any form of transportation you could think of looks to be in the Crew 2. So they look to be taking this to the next level. This game's coming early 2018. Sign up for the beta now at thecrewgame.com/beta. So they've got signups on there for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So get on there and grab the one of your choice. Actually thought this looked really fun. I mused on when we were watching the video on the live stream that I've always been really interested in the Crew. I like the idea of this kind of fully realized United States that you can go through and travel across country if you want to. So I always liked that idea. Never got to play the first one, but what we saw here looked really, really good. Frankie, what did you think of what you saw from the Crew 2?
It looks nice, looks very beautiful, especially like watching the boat races. That looked really cool. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to check it out. I still haven't been able to load the website to sign up for the beta. So, but I'm looking forward to at least trying it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you guys are having trouble pulling up. I pulled it up on my computer here, so I'm not sure if that's the way to go on it, if it's just not working on mobile devices right now, but maybe give that a whirl as well. Brent, what do you think about the Crew 2?
Beautiful looking game. I like that they've expanded to boats, planes and whatnot. Looks like a very exciting game. I never played the Crew, but this one definitely is speaking to me a little bit, especially with the planes. I love that part of it.
Yeah, those planes look really fun to fly. I mean, just flying around like New York and San Francisco.
Because the game looks massive in scale, like the map that you can fly around. It's a very beautiful looking game. That's what I would mostly do is want to just fly around. I mean, driving games I suck at. Boat stuff I'm not so good at, but flying I can get down with that anytime. Just for the visuals. I mean, this is a beautiful looking game.
Yeah, and that was like the Crew's big thing when it first came out, is its recreation of the United States and some of the locales that you could drive through, and that they look to be taking that to the next level with the Crew 2, with a lot of those same detailed locations, but with a variety of ways to traverse them. So looks pretty interesting. So from there, then we moved into South Park. Bender, we saw a trailer for South Park. We they once again reaffirmed the release date 10/17, so I think we're locked into this one. Don't know that we'll see another delay on this, hopefully. But South Park, The Fractured But Whole, talk to me, man, about what you saw there. You excited for this game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been looking forward to this one ever since it was first announced, and this gets me even more excited. So it looks hilarious. But yeah, I'm definitely down for that one. Can't wait.
Yeah. Superheroes probably even more up your alley than Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that trailer was hilarious though. Just just some absurd things going on in the trailer as expected from South Park. They weren't holding anything back. Brent or Frankie, you guys got anything else to say about The Fractured Butthole?
I thought the first one was hilarious. I never beat it. I got pretty far through it, but it's absolutely hilarious. Like, it's one of the funniest games I've ever played, and this looks to be the same. So I'll definitely probably pick this up.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've already got it pre-ordered on PS4, so I'm ready. Jen loved the first one. We put that one together. She did a lot of the playing because I'm not a big turn-based combat fan, so. She handled it. She loved it. She had a great time with it. So she's excited to play the new one. I'm excited to watch her play the new one. So good times.
So where does South Park fall in the pantheon of October titles? Is this one that's gonna take precedence, do you think, or what?
When she's off work, yeah. I mean, we'll probably hang out in the front and play South Park, and I won't touch any Shadow of War.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, so South Park continues to look good. Like I said, hopefully they keep that date, no more delays, and we should be good on that. Now, an interesting one I want to ask you guys about is this Transference. So we saw a very strange, real life trailer starring Elijah Wood and some other, I guess, people that work at the studio, talking a lot about I don't know, like getting into your mind and some pretty heady, like sci-fi psychological stuff. They showed us at the end of this trailer Transference. It sounds like it's a VR game. That's what I was getting from it. We didn't see anything from it. Spring 2018 was what they slapped on there. Brent, talk to me a little bit about this game, man, or what is this? What did you think about this?
Dude, I can't even fathom a guess right now. I have no idea what this game is about. I mean, it was a cool, mysterious trailer. Yeah. Obviously, Elijah Wood's there. But what the hell this game is about, I have no idea. I mean, this was just definitely a teaser if there ever was one, because I don't know. I can't make anything of this. So,
is this a VR game? Did I hear that right?
I mean, it has to be, because like the people in the video are all wearing VR headsets. I'm assuming this is this has to be a VR game. I mean, they talk about VR through the trailer. People are wearing headsets. I mean, this is some kind of a VR experience.
Yeah, Frankie, what do you think of this, man? Any insight on what we saw?
I don't really know what to make of it, honestly, just yet. So I'm hoping that they show something about what this game actually is.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange reveal because we all have no idea what we just saw. So we're here trying to pick up the pieces. Bender, you pick up anything out of that trailer? Any deep insights you can share with us?
No, not really. I have no idea what it is. I mean, I like Elijah Wood, so it
Hmm.
doesn't interest me. But I don't know if it's a horror game, I'm probably out. But if it's something like a psychological thriller or something, then I might be something that I'd want to get into. But I guess we'll have to wait and learn more about that one because I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm intrigued for sure. I want to know more about it. Seems like it could be some pretty heady like sci-fi psychological stuff. So hopefully they share some more about that one soon. But spring 2018, so it's really not too far away. We just need to see some more about it. Then from there we went into a really cool reveal for this game called Skull and Bones. This is
Yes.
a pirate game. It focuses on tactical action and naval combat. So this is from the team that was involved in the naval combat in Black Flag. So they've they people really enjoyed that aspect of that game. So they've kind of spun off and made a whole game around this idea of naval combat. It sounds like it's a multiplayer game. It's a shared like online world. You can play it solo or with friends. It's 5 versus 5 team-based PvP combat. Sounds like there's going to be some kind of seasons that you go through as well when you're playing the game. It's due out in fall of 2018. This is another one you can sign up for the beta now for. It's just skullandbonesgame.com. Brent, talk to me about this one, man. This looked pretty rad, right?
This looked really good. This looked really intense. I mean, the visuals look great. The water effects all look good, but it's the combat, especially in the close quarters. All these different ships have different like functions. You had one ship that is good from a distance with mortar strikes, and then you got the one ship that has like its hulls are reinforced, and it's got this battering ram out front that can just plow through other ships. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of combat strategies there with all these different types of ships, but it just looked really, really good. It's a beautiful looking trailer. So I'd be more curious to see more from this game. But obviously, you said this is a way out, fall next year.
Fall,
But
fall 2018.
hopefully we can get in that beta and try it out hands on because it looks like it could be really, really fun.
Yeah. Now, am I right in what it looked like is each person controlled their own ship. There's not a way for multiple people to be on the same ship, right?
It doesn't
Is that
look
the
like
same
it.
vibe you got?
Yeah.
So it looks like you can have a fleet of 5 ships and you go out there and they were just kind of sailing the waters and then they came across another group of people in the distance. And they're like, let's go engage these people and battle and there's some cool stuff ensued. Bender, what'd you think about Skull and Bones, man?
It looks pretty cool. Not big on pirate stuff, but it looks exciting. Like the lots of action and stuff like that. I don't know. It's if they have like a beta or something, I definitely want to check it out. So I guess I could wait and see if I get into that and make my decision at that point. But it looks kind of cool.
Yeah. Skullandbonesgame.com once again to sign up for the beta. Frankie, what'd you think of this, man? Did you like the naval combat in Assassin's Creed?
I did actually. It's actually one of the reasons I really like Rebel Galaxy. I think that combat system's really cool. So I think making a competitive multiplayer game centered around just trying to blow up other players' ships, that could be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Just so you guys know, this has been how I've been getting through some of these. If you go to Ubisoft.com, they have a games portal for each of the games we're talking about right now. So the Crew, Skull and Bones. If you go to them from there, it'll let you sign up for the beta that way instead of trying to go to like the actual web portal because it doesn't seem to be working.
Oh, okay, cool.
Frankie with the life tips. I like it.
How about that Kraken
So-
at the end of the trailer?
Yeah.
Man, that was sweet because it sounds like it's a dynamic world.
Yeah.
Like things will change after combat and whatnot. So that sounds rad.
Yes, I wonder what other things we could see, like maybe storms or like you said, sea monsters, maybe sharks, or who knows, like what could come into the world. So that's another really exciting prospect if you got this big kind of big ocean, big open world to drive around in and engage in, to have these kind of dynamic events. I think that's an awesome idea as well. So yeah, this was a really cool reveal. The game is beautiful, really beautiful looking game. The ships look awesome. The water effects look great. There was even a spot at the end where you boarded the rival ship and got all their loot or whatever. So that was really cool. Yeah, super cool looking game from Ubisoft Singapore. So we'll keep our eyes on this one. Fall 2018. This is Xbox, PS4, and PC from what we can tell, right? Isn't that what they said on the stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So from there we moved on to Just Dance 2018. Frankie, I know this is on your watch list for Game of the Year. What do you think about what you saw, man?
Wait, I'm sorry. Which
Are
game?
you
I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone.
are you super excited?
For which game are you talking about?
Just Dance 2018.
Oh yeah. Oh, so excited.
All right, so moving on from there, we saw a South Park phone game. So South
Right.
Park came back on with a game known as Phone Destroyer. It's coming later this year. Um, looks like a turn-based phone game from what I can tell.
I couldn't really tell what it was. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like it, but we didn't get a whole lot of like details of what this game will entail and what all you can
No.
do. I mean, we don't know if this is like something you can play online with friends, if there's other people playing, but
Yeah.
it looks cool. It looks like at the bottom of the screen, it looks like there's cards. So I don't know if there's a card game element to it. Very very strange.
Yeah, they were basically just it's basically just Cartman like throwing obscenities at us and people hitting each other, and that's basically all we got from the.
Is that
from the phone
really?
game
Is there
there.
anything else we really want from a South Park game?
No, not really. That's pretty much it. From there, we saw an interesting title that we're still trying to make heads or tails of, but Starlink Battle for Atlas. It's another game that's due in 2018 of the fall. So we saw a cinematic trailer, which I'm not sure if there's any gameplay in there. It looks to have some space combat. But this guy came on stage. He was speaking my language. He grew up in the 80s. Big fan of sci-fi and the toys of that generation. So Transformers, G.I. Joe, like I lived on that stuff when I was a kid. So yeah, he's a big fan of that stuff, and he's trying to bring that vibe into this game. So I'm all about that. The strange thing about this game is this contraption, which looks like a transformer or something that's attaching to your controller for this game. So this is coming to Switch and PS4 and Xbox One. So I had Brent, could you tell like what exactly we're going to be doing in this game? Is it a combat game, or what kind of vibe were you getting from this?
Honestly, I was getting a No Man's Sky type of vibe. I mean, with
Okay.
the setting, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the same type of thing, but I got a lot of No Man's Sky from that. Obviously, more combat than what we saw in No Man's Sky, but a universe where you just go out there and explore stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now that seeing stuff, I'm playing with stuff on my controller just is not something I want to do. I mean, I'm sure I'll be in the minority. There's probably a lot of people that like to try new things, but playing with ships like that on my controller, just I don't know about all that. And if that's the only way you can play this game, I'm going to be very disappointed.
It's unclear what that is actually doing. It's in the middle of the controller, so I'm not sure what exactly it could be doing, other than unless it's transmitting something
Let's
to
say
the
it's
system.
motion
I'm not even
controls,
sure.
but I mean, you don't need
I'm
that.
sure
with
how
the-
that works.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit strange with that setup, but some of that stuff looked pretty cool. Bender, what'd you think of this Starlink Battle for Atlas? This you grew up in the 80s as well. This is an era
Yeah.
you'd be down with. Is this guy speaking your language? What do you think?
I don't know. It looked interesting. The game itself looked kind of cool with the starship battles and stuff. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I got the impression that you kind of build a ship. It's like a Lego Dimensions type thing where you build the ship because they had it in like pieces,
Right.
Mhm.
and I guess you build it and then place it on the controller, and maybe it has something that scans it in or something, and whatever ship you build, it goes into the game. Maybe
Hmm.
I'm not 100% sure. That's the
Yeah.
impression that I got from it.
Yeah.
So I imagine you would just scan it in like an amiibo on the Switch, and then probably for the other consoles, you just have to have something that you plug into the controller or something like that. So I'm not really sure, but yeah, it looks kind of weird, but interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it was mysterious. Frankie, you mentioned something about a massive like open living like a galaxy or like a starship. Could you make heads or tails of this game? I personally, I'm a fan of the Toys to Life stuff. I actually like building the Lego Dimension stuff, so I'm all about building like a ship. I mean, as long as it's not too heavy on the controller or whatever. What'd you think about this thing?
Yeah, like Brent, I got a very No Man's Sky esque vibe from it. I don't know. I'm interested to hear more. I like you. I don't mind building ships and attaching them to my controller. I just hope that they don't get like bulky or in the way. While I assume you're gonna need sticks to navigate. I'd be worried about hitting my thumb on that thing. But I don't know. I'm interested to hear more.
So we'll have to get some more information on this. So maybe we can get that before the podcast this weekend and kind of update you guys on what exactly this game is. But intriguing nonetheless. Yeah, this game looks awesome. Assassin's Creed Origins, my gosh. Yeah, from there we moved on to Steep. Got an expansion coming out based on the around the Olympics, Steep Road to the Olympics, coming out 12/5/17. None of us have actually played that game yet, but it sounds like there's a decent following for that game. They've got I guess this is the first major expansion for it coming later this year. And then from there we got into Far Cry 5. This is something that we were really looking forward to before the show, kind of seeing this game. And we got to see gameplay in action. We got to see some of the co-op. We got to see some of the vehicles, and this game looks crazy. This is the part where you jump in the tractor and you mow the guy down and roll over him with the tractor.
Oh
Like
my
there's
God.
some of the crazy stuff you can do in this game. Frankie, yeah, I thought this reveal looked great, man. Looked like a lot of fun. I can't wait to play this game. What do you think?
Yeah, this is this is exactly what I want to see out of a Far Cry game. Just all kinds of crazy over the top fun. So I don't know how the narrative itself is going to pan out. But yeah, dude, that looks like it's going to be a blast.
Brent, you mentioned something interesting the other day, but the one of the writers behind BioShock is involved with this game. So they're trying to up their chops in terms of the narrative for this game. What do you think of this reveal though, man? Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
Oh man, I liked it. The gameplay looked fun as hell. It looks like a very gritty type of game. It's gonna be very violent. I like the opening. I'm wondering if that was the antagonist that we saw there in that church, kind of leading on the song. It looked like a very worthy adversary, but we'll find out just how deep the character is. But like you mentioned, we got the BioShock writer writing the story for this game. So a deft hand you asked for, a deft hand I give you, and this could be a very, very good game because the gameplay is there. It looks like the gameplay is there. It's going to be an exciting game to play. Let's see if we can get that story. Now we got a guy who has the ability to do that.
Yeah, we were. I like some of the environmental storytelling we saw in the brief bits that we saw. So we got kind of a good picture of this world in this county that's being kind of governed by this crazed cult that's kind of taken over. Yeah, we saw the dog in there too. The dog
Boomer?
took out an enemy. Yeah, Boomer brought the gun back over to you after taking out the enemy. That was awesome. The plane scenes with Nick. Yeah, those looked really good. Yes, I was really excited about what we saw there. Bender, you ready to slash a machete into somebody's neck in Far Cry 5? Seems like your shtick.
The dog was the best part by far.
Bender's like,
nah.
the dog.
Boomer.
Then the next scene, they're driving over somebody with a tractor.
I could just hang out with the dog and pet him. That'd be my game.
I really hope you can I hope you can upgrade the dog where he rips people's throats out. That'd be sweet. Then Bender be like, I don't know if I like Boomer anymore.
That's not a gun.
It's his lungs.
We had co-op gameplay confirmed as well, which is obviously a staple of the Far Cry series. So glad to see that that's going to be here in Far Cry 5. Is there? We'll have to get in there as a group and wreak some havoc. Sounds like it'd be a good bit of fun. So that was Far Cry 5, and then fellas, we went into the big final reveal for Ubisoft. So Beyond Good and Evil 2 is back. It's a thing. We've seen these hints and these pictures that have emerged over on the internet over the last year or so, and finally we got to see a full-on reveal for this game. And we saw a cinematic trailer that honestly was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This trailer was badass. just starring just a cast of characters that looks like they're going to be incredible to go through this narrative with. We got the monkey, the pig. They're like reenacting the opening scene from Temple of Doom. Basically, they're exchanging artifacts across the table, and all hell breaks loose. We see this really, really interesting world with these resistance characters and these anthropomorphic animals. This takes place actually. It sounds like this is a prequel before the birth of Jade, who was the character in the original Beyond Good and Evil. Outside of that, we didn't see any gameplay yet. Don't know how far along this game is or where it is. Sounds like they've been working on this for the better part of 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's what they said during the conference. So they've been working on this game for a while. So that gives me hope that it won't be too long before we see more about this game or before it's out. I've also got to register for the Space Monkey program, so make sure you do that as well. Is that on Ubisoft's site there too, Frankie? Can you register?
I think so.
Space Monkey program. Yeah, Space Monkey program. I'm all about that. Monkey was awesome.
They send you the T-shirt?
I don't know. I got to figure out how to get one of those because I definitely need to rock that. Yeah. So Bender, talk to me, man. Beyond Good and Evil 2. This looks to be a little more adult than the than the previous Beyond Good and Evil, for lack of a better word. What'd you think about what you saw though?
I really liked what I saw. I don't know how I feel about it being like mature because it's a huge departure from the original game. The first one was a very accessible and very family friendly, like third person action, like platformer game type of thing. It's like a Jack and Daxter type of thing. So, but it still looked awesome. I mean, I think those characters look really cool and looked really intrigued me. Even if it is rated M, which obviously it is, but
It's gotta be.
it's yeah.
Yeah, they were dropping F bombs.
Dude, that pig
Yeah.
dropped like 6 F-bombs in like a matter of 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
But so even if that's the case, I still I'm pretty sure I'll want to get into it, and unless they go overboard with like gore and stuff like that, I don't think they would do that though. But it looked cool. I'm definitely intrigued by what I saw, and hopefully it comes out sooner rather than later. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I liked what I saw though.
Frankie, I don't have any experience with the first Beyond Good and Evil, so I don't have any attachment to that game. But I tell you what, I want to play this game. This game looks awesome. This world looks awesome. What do you think about what we saw from this trailer?
Yeah, like you, this game looks like it's going to be just a great time. Never played the first one either. I think I went to fire it up once and got distracted, so I never got to playing it. Probably will at some point. It is backwards compatible, and it's on I have it downloaded. So at some point, I would like to check it out. I know Bender says it was really cool, so probably going to be worth going in and at least getting an idea of what these characters are like. Although maybe it doesn't matter at this point, right? Bender's
it's a prequel, which is weird that they're calling it Beyond Good and Evil 2 if it takes place before the first one.
Yeah.
So I
don't know. But yeah, it seems great. And like you, I want one of those Space Monkey Program t-shirts.
Bender's like, you take your semantics and you shove them up, you know where. Brent, dude, talk to me about this trailer, man. Were you as enamored with this as I was?
Like you guys, I never played the first one, and after seeing this trailer and knowing what Bender said of the first one, I don't know if I want to go back and play this one. The first one, I want to play the second one. This one looks fantastic. I'm sure the first one's awesome, but like you said, the monkey was hilarious. The pig was hilarious. It's just a beautiful looking world. It looked like something pulled right out of The Fifth Element with the way everything was set up, with the setting and whatnot. But yeah, this game looked hilarious, and it looked great too. So hopefully we can see some gameplay somewhere down the line. Hopefully it's not too much further off. Like you mentioned, it's been in development for quite a while now. So hopefully we'll see some gameplay at some point.
Yeah, just the imagination you could just see it in that brief trailer that we saw. The imagination, the world, these like really interesting characters who I already found myself like attached to just watching this short trailer. So yeah, I can't wait to see more of this game. Really, really impressed with the Beyond Good and Evil trailer. Even though we didn't see any gameplay, really like what I saw from that. That's a world I want to get into and play for sure. So that was it for the Ubisoft conference. Let's wrap this up, fellas. Let's get our final thoughts on it. I'll start us off here. Like I said, I was actually really impressed with this conference. This is the best Ubisoft conference I've seen in a very long time, if not the best one I've ever seen from them. When we first saw the Mario reveal, I thought maybe they were going to do the thing where we get a trailer, then they're talking, then a gameplay, then a trailer. We're going to do that for 3 hours again, but they didn't do that. This was a much tighter show. It ran just a touch over an hour. The games they showed really interesting, really cool stuff in there. Really, really liked what I saw from Ubisoft. They have a really bright future ahead of them. Hope Eve continues to fight the good fight, keep Vivendi out of it, and just let them kind of flex their creative muscles because they look like they got some really, really good stuff going on there at Ubisoft right now. Bender, your final thoughts on Ubisoft?
I thought it was great. I saw a lot of stuff on there that I got excited about. South Park and Rabbids and Beyond Good and Evil. Overall, I thought it was really good. Probably one of their best ones in years, and there wasn't a lot of boring downtime talk. And I mean, they showed a lot of good games, and it was overall a pretty decent show. Yeah,
Frankie, your final thoughts on the show?
I agree with you. I think this is one of the best conferences that they've had in a while. I think a majority of the titles that they talked about, I'm actually really excited about. Obviously, you can keep Just Dance. I don't need that. So, but yeah, I mean, even down to something that I'm not like totally sure if I'm sold on, like The Crew 2, where it looks good at least. and I like the variety that they're bringing to the table with the new one. But man, gee, I am so excited to get my hands on Assassin's Creed and Far Cry 5. Those games look
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, very, very good showing from those games. So, Brent, we got Mario and Rabbids, Assassin's Creed Origins, The Crew 2, South Park, Intrigued by Transference, and Skull and Bones, Starlink, the South Park phone game, Far Cry 5, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Your final thoughts on this show, man?
Really strong show. A really, really good show. Like you mentioned, probably one of their best in a couple of years now. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more about Transference, as well as Starlink. Some of those wasn't sure what these games really were. We got a little bit more from Starlink, but Transference I'm really curious about. I was really bummed we didn't see a Splinter Cell game. I really thought it was time to bring back Sam, but apparently we got to wait a little bit longer for that. But for me, I think Mario and Rabbids is the game that I'm most excited about from this trailer. Far Cry 5 looked fantastic. Steep and Just Dance don't do anything for me. The Crew 2 looks really, really good. But Mario and Rabbids is just the biggest surprise. I really was not expecting anything from this game. I had very, very low expectations. And seeing the gameplay, that it's very much like an XCOM game, something like that on the go is just incredibly appealing. And it looks beautiful. It looks like the Rabbids are kind of like the Minions. They're very funny. So there should be some good entertainment there. But very, very strong show overall.
Yeah, so good stuff from Ubisoft. That's going to do it for us. Our Twitter handles are down here. Make sure you're following us at The Short Pause for all of our site-wide news. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel here, too. We've got you covered for E3 for the rest of the week here. So Short Pause Gaming on YouTube. Like I said, make sure you subscribe. We'll be back for Sony's conference later this evening. We've got Nintendo tomorrow to talk about, all 25 minutes of it. So so stay tuned. So for Bender, Brent, Frankie, I'm Ben. We'll see you guys at a little before 9 p.m. Eastern this evening when we'll sit down and watch Sony together.
About 2 hours from now, right?
2 hours.
3
from
hours?
now.
3 hours.
Yeah, three
hours from now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
3-ish hours from now. So see you guys then. Thanks a lot.
See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.